Hey guys, welcome back to another 10-minute pep talk. And these pep talks, just in case this is your first one, are intended to be short and really give you immediate application and value when you listen to them. And so I've done a few of them now. Hopefully you've gone back and listened to them, or hopefully you're somebody who listens to the podcast regularly. And although I love interviewing people and I love kind of spotlighting our coaches and what we're doing in the gym, sometimes I feel like there's value in just kind of saying, hey, here's kind of a quick nugget, something that I hope speaks to you today. And what I want to talk about today is the fact that you really can't do this on your own. And I am not a negative person, so please do not take this the wrong way, but I've been doing this long enough. Almost 20 years I've been in the coaching and training fitness industry, helping people to lose weight, to get in shape, to better themselves in this area. And I've really discovered that you really can't do this on your own. Very few, almost rarely at all, are you going to come across somebody who just has this desire on their own and ability to hold themselves accountable to eat right and exercise. And sometimes the biggest obstacle you face is thinking that you don't need any help. And we don't have to just hang out in this exercise and nutrition area. We can apply this to other areas. Maybe it's in school and you are struggling to make good grades, or struggling in a specific subject or class. And so you seek the help of a tutor, or maybe you get in a group of students that are in your class who can help you. But we have to humble ourselves enough to know that we need help. And that's really what this is about today. This little pep talk is to speak directly to those of you that are trying to do this alone and remind you that it's totally okay to get help. It's totally okay to say that you cannot do this on your own. And think about it this way. If you've been struggling to lose weight or get in better shape for longer than 3 months, then probably this is an area that you are not able to do on your own. And I just met with somebody. This is kind of what really inspired this podcast. Is I just had a conversation with somebody a couple days ago, and they did not realize how much the community here at the gym was going to play into their success. And they would consider themselves a very strong-willed person, somebody who typically would approach something on their own, but they continued for about 15 years doing the same thing. They'd get a membership at a gym, they'd go for a little bit, and then they'd quit. They'd go for a little bit, and then they'd quit. They'd go for a little bit, and then they'd quit. And weight, would go up, stay up for a while, come down for a little bit, go back up. And if this sounds familiar to you, then let me tell you right now what I believe the 3 areas that you're missing are. Number 1, I think accountability. And that's really when you finally say, I can't do this on my own. I need help. And that's when you reach out to a coach, to a friend, to someone. I believe when you're paying for that, you're going to get exactly what you pay for. You'll get a better version or service of accountability when you pay for it. Think of the difference between, one of your friends agreeing to mow your yard once a month, or you're paying someone to mow your yard once a month. The friend who's just doing it out of the kindness of their heart, they're probably very kind people, but if something comes up and they're not able to mow your yard, they're going to prioritize the other thing that might be more important than mowing your yard. However, if you're paying somebody to mow your yard, that becomes they're accountable to you to mow your yard. And that's really what hiring a coach does, is you're paying that coach to hold you accountable. So that's the number 1 part of these 3 things that I think everybody needs in order to really achieve health and fitness for themselves. So number 1, you need accountability. Number 2, you need a plan. You need the right plan. And sometimes when we're trying to come up with our own plan, we really are not as good at coming up with our own plan as somebody who is from the outside looking in, able to see our weaknesses, to see the areas that we're struggling in, to see what we really need and help us create a plan for us. For example, when we meet with a client for a 6-week challenge, one of the reasons that us as coaches have the ability to help them so well is because we are not them. In other words, they know what their struggles are. We can ask questions as coaches and have them communicate those struggles. And then we can ask them to give some things up and to make some changes that they probably don't want to do. But the reason that we can do that is because we're not them. If you try to come up with your own plan, you're not going to be effective. You are going to not want to give up certain things that you don't want to give up, and you're not going to want to do certain things that you don't want to do. But a coach who's coming in can actually give you that guidance and hold you accountable to it. So number 2, you need the right plan, not just a plan, not just a plan you downloaded off the internet, but the right plan is going to help you achieve success. And number 3 that you definitely cannot do on your own is you need community support. What that means is to come into an environment where you feel like you're not alone. Like you're not the only one who's trying to lose weight. Like you're not the only one who's struggling in the areas that you're struggling in. And you need to feel like you're supported by other people, not only to have that support emotionally, but also verbally. Those other people are going to encourage you when you need the encouragement. And I see it every day in the gym. You know, just to tell someone, when I see a person in a class tell another person, good job, high five, that right there is community support. And they didn't really do anything. Like if you ask the person who actually gave the high five and said good job, they would think I didn't do anything special. But if you ask the person who got the high five, who got told good job, they would say, wow, that really meant a lot to me. And you never know when you really need that verbal affirmation. But if you're not in an environment where you're around other people, then you're never going to get that. So if you're working out on your own, coming up with your own plan, trying to hold yourself accountable, you're going to miss out on the community support. You're going to miss out on the accountability, and you're going to miss out on the possibility of the right plan. So this podcast today is, again, it might sound negative, but it's not. It's just to let you know that you really can't do this on your own. You need help. And that's the first step in achieving success, is admitting that you need help, to start seeking guidance, coaching, and accountability. And then after that, my recommendation would be to submit entirely to the coach, the plan, and the entire process that's laid out in front of you. Because it's one thing to say, yes, I need help, and it's a whole nother thing to walk in obedience and say, okay, now I'm going to do what you've told me to do. Why? Because 1, I trust you. You have a track record of helping people. And number 2, I'm tired of hitting my head up against the wall and just going up and down, up and down, up and down. So that's my advice today, is that's the fast path to success. I promise you that in 90 days, you can accomplish so much more with the right coach, with the right plan, and a community than you would for 5 to 10 years on your own. All right, guys, hope this speaks to you today. If you ever need help, don't hesitate to reach out to me personally. That's why I'm here. Also, if you could, please subscribe to this podcast. That just lets us know that you're listening, and also giving us some feedback and rate our podcast on iTunes. That'd be awesome. Okay, guys, have a great day. Thanks. Bye.